everyone! This week I thought it will be fun to show you how to image transfer and create art from your own photos using essential oils. So not only it's an easy process to do, it also smells quite nice. Then after we create our beautiful photo transfer, we're not going to stop there. No, we're not. We're actually going to use new watercolors to paint it. Maybe you haven't even heard about these new lovely watercolors yet. So that's going to be fun for sure. And by the way, I'm actually going to show you 3 different ways you can use these oils to transfer your own photo. I think it's going to be another fun video of creating art using our own photos or images and some essential oils. So if this sounds interesting to you, come join me now in my studio and let's see what happens. So essential oils are basically pure oils that are extracted from plants or trees. And when you use them to transfer your photos, you get a very distinct painterly look. So I'm not going to bore you with describing and talking about essential oils, but there are 2 things you need to know. Essential oils are not at all like cooking oil. People ask me this all the time. So no, you can't transfer photos with your vegetables cooking oil. Number 2, not all essential oils are created equal. And actually, not all of them work for image transfer. I tested different essential oils, and the ones that work best are wintergreen oil, peppermint, lavender, one of my very favorites, eucalyptus oil, lemon oil, and also orange oil. And another favorite of mine, lemongrass. Also, you can use Citrusol, which is basically a cleaner made of essential oils. And since some of these oils have some lingering strong smells, like the wintergreen for example, unless you really enjoy them, I suggest you take it into consideration and choose the ones that smell good to you. Like I said, I prefer eucalyptus and lemongrass best. And also the Citrusol actually has quite of a mild fragrance, so it might be a better choice for you if you're sensitive to strong aromas. And by the way, this transfer technique works on different surfaces like wood. It works on fabric and looks great on canvas. But I find that it's most beautiful if you transfer to a nice textured paper such as watercolor paper. And I really love this handmade paper. As you can see, the main beauty of this process is the way the final transfer looks. It's not your standard sharp photo, but it has this dreamy, soft effect that honestly I love so much. It reminds me of a charcoal drawing or a mysterious photo from the 1800s. And if you happen to have my recent book, this process is on page 24. So you can definitely follow along. Okay, so after this quick lesson in essential oils, let's see how it actually works. So first, let's choose the surface we're going to transfer onto. And since I want to paint this transfer and turn it into artwork, I think I will choose some nice fine paper. So we can get some nice watercolor papers from paper pads or watercolor paper blocks. I also like these loose handmade papers. They are soft and make for a nice surface to paint. And these watercolor cards are a good option as well. But my favorite and the most economical way of getting art paper is to buy them in large sheets and cut them down to the size you need. Okay, so we've come to the most important part of the process, and it's the choosing of the photo or the image we're going to transfer. So the photo has to be printed with a laser printer. I know not everybody has a laser printer or access to a laser printer, but that's just how it is. And there are actually a few ways to get your hands on an inexpensive laser printer. Check out this blog post on my website. But anyway, you can also try to use a toner-based photocopy from your local copy center. But for some reason, not all of them work with oil transfer. So you'll have to test it. But the good news is that if for some reason your laser printer or toner-based photocopy doesn't work with essential oils, it will transfer with 100% acetone. Yeah. And it will basically work the same and have the same painterly look. So there's a solution. It's not ideal, obviously, but anyway, make sure you work in a well-ventilated area, which is anyways always a good idea when we work with all these paints and mediums. And make sure if you do use acetone or nail polish remover that you are actually using 100% acetone. After you choose your surface, take your laser printed photo and place it face down onto the surface. Tape it down on one side so it doesn't move during transfer, but it's also easy to lift and see the progress of your transfer. So load a cotton ball or cotton swab with the oil and apply to the back of the image. The image will become transparent. No need to soak it with oil, just apply enough until the image is visible from the back. Find a blunt tool like a popsicle stick, a card, a bond folder, or the edge of your scissors to rub and burnish the back of the image. Burnishing the back will transfer the image onto the surface. And while we're transferring the photo, I wanted to mention that if you like this process, you're going to love my book, the new mixed media photography book. It's available on Amazon, so make sure to check it out soon. And don't forget to add it to your holiday wish list. And if you prefer the digital PDF version, check out the ebook. It's available on my website, nitsacreativestudio.com. And it's actually on sale right now as we speak. So head out to the website soon, don't miss out on the sale. Thank you. So now let's continue burnishing the back of the image until we completely transfer it to our surface. Okay, so this is the basic way of doing oil transfer. And before we're going to attempt painting it, I would like to quickly show you two other ways of doing oil transfers. It's pretty cool, just an added twist on top of the straightforward transfer, which I think adds a little spice to the final image transfer. So the first one I want to show you is this effect I came up with, which I call selective transfer. And basically, as you can see, it's an effect when some of the image is more prominent and some areas are kind of faded out. So it creates this nice depth in the image. And in order to compare, this is what a standard oil transfer looks like when all the parts of the transfer are pretty much uniform. There's no separation between the background and the foreground. So this is the photo we're going to transfer. I took it in Porto, Portugal. And the idea is to make the fountain stand out over the buildings in the background. This time I'm going to use eucalyptus oil for the transfer. So the way it works, you first apply light even pressure on the back of the image when you begin transferring it. Next, you begin applying more pressure to the areas you want to emphasize. In this case, I'm trying to make the fountain stand out over the background, so I put more pressure on the fountain itself. And this is the final result of the selective transfer method. I really like it. I hope you do too.
Another twist on oil transfer is basically using a simple invention. It's called a pencil.
So this time what we're looking for is creating an effect that looks something like this. I think it's a pretty cool effect and actually quite easy to achieve. So we're going to start and basically do the same thing we did before. We're going to place and tape down our photo face down onto the receiving surface and apply the oil to the back of the image. Next, we're going to use a sharpened pencil to draw over the back of the print. This will transfer the image following the pencil marks. So continue drawing over the entire photo with the pencil until the photo is completely transferred.
Okay, so now we arrived at the fun part of painting our photo transfer. And while I think it will be really fun to paint it with acrylics, I have this new watercolor paint that I'm excited to test. Anyway, painting with watercolors will keep the transparency of this transfer. So it will probably look nice for this type of image. This watercolor set was sent to me by Paul Rubens. And as you know, I don't like swatching. I prefer to just give it a go and use it and see what I think about it. Let's see if I like it or not. It looks so nice. I really hope I like it. We'll see.
To be honest, I'm not sure I understand why these watercolors are wrapped in paper. Maybe to protect them? I'm not sure. But it was really something I didn't like. Instead of getting right into the painting, I had to spend time unwrapping the paint. Also, fitting them back in place was a little challenging for me. And by the way, I decided to not paint our original transfer since I like it the way it is. And instead I'm going to paint another oil transfer, which I made on hot press watercolor paper. And this is what the final oil transfer painting looks like the next day.
So this was fun, and I really like the end result, and I really enjoy using these watercolors. I'm really happy I like it because it looks so cute and so pretty. They're rich and vivid and very nice to use them. I'm not a big expert on watercolors, I admit it, but I know when I don't like something and I know when I do. And I really liked these watercolors, so I recommend it. As always, I had a lot of fun creating artwork, using my own photos, essential oils, and testing new paints. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful in any way. Thank you so much for watching, for commenting, for sharing, if you do share. And mostly, thank you for your time. I don't take it for granted. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, so now we arrived at the fun part of painting our something. Another twist. It will work with nail polish removal. I'm so relieved. Is the way the final process. Some people ask me why my studio always smells like the forest. It does. It actually does. I could say it better. All right. So no, you can't cook. You can cook with your cooking oil, but you can't transfer photos with your cooking oil. I'm so happy. Bye.